Hi guys, welcome back to my Hugh video, and in this video we're going to be restoring my first ever iPhone that I owned and repaired. My iPhone 4. This iPhone 4 was given to me back in 2014 by my brother who had upgraded at the time to the iPhone 5. The iPhone had both a smashed back glass and LCD, which I later replaced. Unfortunately, the LCD I brought off eBay for around $20 has horrendous color, brightness and viewing angles. To restore this iPhone, I'm going to be using an iCloud locked iPhone 4. I brought in a massive lot of iPhones and iPhone parts. This way I can replace both the poor quality LCD and scratched frame in a much more simpler way. Now you can see here, just looking at the device, just how scratched up that frame is, as well as the display on that device. It completely inverts if you look at it from the top of the screen, and from the sides it gets an extremely bad fade on it. And with the donor iPhone 4 having an Apple LCD, you can see just how much better the quality is. Now, the problem with the donor iPhone is the home button is a bit temperamental. Sometimes it works, other times it's unresponsive, so we're going to have to go ahead and replace that when we're swapping out the logic board. Now to start off, I'm going to open up the donor iPhone to take a look at the condition of the inside of the device, and upon opening it I can see that the device has never been disassembled. That's an obvious giveaway by the water indicator on one of the screws is still there, which means this device has an original Apple display on it. It's never been opened or taken apart. Now, while the display has never been replaced on this iPhone, it does have a number of scratches and marks on the screen. Nothing too major, and it is a lot better screen than what's currently on my iPhone 4, so I thought, even though it has a few marks, a few scratches, that it's going to do for this old iPhone 4 on iOS 7. Now, when I first got this iPhone, it was still running iOS 5.1.1, and the day I got it, I updated it to some very early version of iOS 7, because at that point I just wanted the latest version. I was like, cool, iOS 7, it looks new, it's got new features, and it's probably better than this iOS 5 stuff. So I updated, only to find that it significantly slowed down the device and was honestly quite poor. Now, I continued to use that iPhone for probably another year before getting the iPhone 5, which was also my brother's iPhone. And with this being my first iPhone, I had no idea about SSH blobs and the fact that you couldn't downgrade and all things like that, and that iOS 7 would actually slow down my device. And at that point I thought updates were great, and I'd always install updates on my mum's iPad, so I was like, yeah, this has to be good. So, you know, I updated, but it wasn't as good as I thought. Okay, so now that we've got the donor phone open, we can go ahead and remove the original Apple display, and then go ahead and disconnect the home button from the dock connector and install our new home button, which will hopefully function better than the old one, and we won't have any of the home button issues that we were experiencing before. Next, I can reinstall the original Apple display back onto the housing. Now, the old adhesive will hold the screen in just fine, along with the screws that are in the frame. Now, my iPhone 4 was the first iPhone I had to open up to repair. I installed a transparent iPhone 4 back glass, which gave the iPhone a complete unique look that nobody else had. Unfortunately, the front panel was still cracked, so I later went ahead and replaced that, but as you could see before, the display I installed on that was extremely low quality and basically unusable. So now that I've gone ahead and fixed up the home button on the donor phone, we can go ahead and disassemble my original iPhone and just take a look inside and see how I did back in 2016 when I actually fixed this. Now, like I said, it was my first iPhone I ever opened up and did a full repair on. I did have the iPhone 5 at the time. Either way, this device was not my main device when I repaired it, but you can see here, it doesn't look like I've really been in the device, and I would consider it a good, clean and successful repair. I never had any issues. Everything was fully functional after I did the repair and didn't break anything. Now, just a side note, that little piece of rubber that always tends to fall out when you remove the display actually connects to the top of the logic board. So now that I've gone ahead and disassembled my original iPhone 4 and retrieved the logic board out of it, I can go ahead and install that into the new donor frame and LCD assembly with that newly installed home button. Using a donor phone like this is a much simpler way to repair phones, especially when they're the older model and parts are hard to come by or really expensive given the fact that there's such low demand for them these days. So that's why I went with this donor route, although the parts are used. But if you find a good enough donor phone, then they will do for most uses. Now, I tend to do this on older phones such as iPhone 4s and 4Ss because they can be picked up very cheaply, and it's a much cheaper route as well to actually just get a donor phone that's maybe locked or damaged in some kind of way, and then just go ahead and replace the few parts that you need to bring your iPhone back into functional condition. The overall process isn't very difficult, although it involves a lot of tiny screws. Anyone can really do it if you have the proper tools and equipment. Now that we're all done, I can go ahead and install the two pentalobe screws into the bottom of the device and test it out. You can see here that it's now fully functional with a Apple original display and a different frame which is in a lot nicer condition than the old one. The iPhone 4 shipped in 2010 in 8, 16 and 32 gigs of storage, has an Apple A4 processor with 512 megabytes of RAM and shipped in either black or white. Now I went ahead and installed the iCloud Lock logic board back into the old frame and LCD just to compare the two LCDs together, and you can see just how much better the Apple one is over the aftermarket display. You can see it doesn't fade out or invert colors when looked at an angle. And on that note, this has been a Hugh Jeffries video. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, consider checking out the iPhone restoration playlist for more videos like this one. Also make sure you're following my social media, link will be in the description. That's all for this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.